So thank you, Papa John's, for the delicious lunch, and Brandi Innovators for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here with these lovely ladies from Carter's. I've known Brandi for a very long time. And Johncia, we just met, but I feel like I've known her for a long time as well. So thank you for having us. I'm Jaffe. I'm with Quantcast. I'm here in the Southeast market. Quantcast is a full-service DSP that elevates the best of machine learning and human thinking to optimize advertising for better outcomes. So with that, let's get started, ladies. So first off, tell us a little bit how Carter's integrates D&I into its culture and how they articulate their commitment to D&I.
So super excited to be here speaking with you all today. One of the things that drew me to Carter's in the beginning is that, and truly I say this, it sounds cliche, but D&I is truly woven into the fabric of the company. So if you look at our mission statement, our mission is to serve the needs of all, emphasis on all families with young children. And it's something that we really stand behind and fully believe in. About 5-6 few years ago, we decided to really put pen to paper and articulate what that means from a strategic framework for the whole company. And so the way that comes to life for us is across 3 very strategic, intentional pillars. Our first pillar is workplace, and so that's really our commitment to enhancing an inclusive culture, developing our talent across the board, and really we believe it's in the service of making sure we have the best talent. And as our leadership team always says, we just happen to believe the best talent does not come from the same school, look the same, have the same background or experiences. We do think we get the best talent when it's the most diverse talent, and we stand by that. The second pillar of our strategy is marketplace. And so this is really how we show up and how we engage with the consumers and customers that we serve. And so this is truly our commitment to acquire and retain diverse customers and consumers base. Again, laddering back to serving all families, which we know is critically important. And then the third pillar that's core to our corporate strategy is community. So not enough for us just to show up in these communities, we gotta give back, and we stand by that as well. Through things like our diverse supplier program, or our multi-year partnerships with many nonprofits, we really do live and breathe that strategy. So it's something that Carter's makes tangible. D&I is very tangible at Carter's, and it's something that we hold ourselves to.
Great. So, got all this stuff all mixed up. So one of the pillars of your marketing D&I that you were just talking about is your strategy in marketing. Talk to us about the journey you've been on within that marketing strategy and how this ladders back to the broader corporate strategy.
I think we've been on a journey for the past couple of years, as many of us in this room know. The landscape of the parent of now, next, and the future continues to evolve. And so we're now transitioning into a period where Gen Z is coming of age. They're the parent of now, and they're very different than their predecessor in the millennial or the previous generation. They're the most diverse cohort. We all know this, right? They're the most socially conscious cohort. They are the most inclusive cohort. And so as we always lead in with insights, we lead with data, and we saw that shift happening, we want to be very intentional about our marketing strategy and make sure that we are seeking to understand those consumers, understand what their needs are uniquely, and then developing our marketing strategies to make sure that we're relevant, the most resonant with that group as possible. And so with that really became kind of the springboard or precipice for our multicultural strategy that Brandi and I get the pleasure of leading at Carter's. And so really in the effort of understanding that population growth, birth trends are showing very clearly that African American and Hispanics are driving the birth rates. They have disproportionate spending power in our category of children's apparel, so it's imperative that we win with that consumer group, we are relevant with that group, and we market to them in a way that's really resonant and going to connect with them.
So what were some of the strategies you used based on those market insights, particularly within the African American and Hispanic groups?
I promise I'm going to give you a chance.
So go ahead.
No, but I can start this one and I'll hand it off to you.
That works.
Okay, so I lead consumer insights as well at Carter's. I get to wear 2 wonderful hats. And so we like to make sure that any efforts that we do are grounded in true consumer insights and consumer understanding. So as we started our journey to define our multicultural strategy, we started with insights. We wanted to make sure that we understood what parenthood meant for African American families and Hispanic families, because we know that can be very different than folks that are not in those groups. And so one of the things that, and I think we have a video that we'll show, is just a compilation reel of the research that really set the groundwork for our strategic framework that we did. And so I'll have them go ahead and maybe play it just so that you can get a feel for what parenthood looks like from an African American standpoint and a Hispanic standpoint.
I also have to worry about perception and making sure that he's put together, because I have had teachers be like, oh, he's dressed like a thug, and it's like he's 6.
I like to dress my daughter in bright colors because her skin is darker.
Seeing her with her natural hair show how Black people actually are.
I don't want to see a manufactured Black family where they just take the kid, doesn't look anything like the parents, and then they take racially ambiguous parents, and they just kind of throw them together.
I want him to be both strong in his spirit as well as strong physically.
I don't want them to, have to put on this tough exterior to just get through life. I want them to know that it's okay to be in the moment and feel the moment and have those emotions.
Resilience, like no matter what we go through or what our parents went through or what our grandparents went through, we still exaggerate that love.
I just really want them to be proud of who they are.
I just want them to be like confident in everything that they do.
For me, it's him knowing that he's maybe different than another child, but he's no less worthy.
And it's just the way that we grew up, where it's like you're also learning yourself as a parent, trying to work out what works with you.
I guess the biggest challenge for me is my kids not speaking Spanish.
Even my grandma would be like, well, how am I going to communicate with her? How can I talk to her if she doesn't speak Spanish?
A lot of times where you have a foot in both worlds and you have to learn how to navigate both. A lot of things that have to do with how you are perceived and how you want to be perceived.
Mexicans are different from Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans are different from Colombians. Like, it's all different, and we all have specifics to our culture that differentiate us.
I'm not sure if being cheap is my Mexican side. When I go into a store, I go straight to clearance.
Even if people have money, the baseline starts of functionality and practicality. A good jumping off point aesthetically. You can kind of look what Pixar did in level of like research with like a movie like Encanto or even Coco, that kind of thing.
Carter's and Oshkosh are gonna get Hispanic people, people to create their clothes. Don't just do it like on Hispanic Heritage Month. Be consistent.
So I want him to feel free and secure, curious, but also diligent.
I want my daughter to not depend on anybody, including me.
Teaching them how to value themselves on their own. You can do whatever you want.
We hope that like one day when our kids have kids, that they would also keep the culture, keep talking Spanish and doing the things that, are part of our background.
And just to build upon that, so that work that we did with Consumer Insights helped lay the foundation for our first campaign that we ran for Multicultural. It's a test campaign called Spanish Back in Style. It was geared towards African American audiences. And we created a bespoke custom video spot that we ran in upper funnel, CTV, OLV, along with some display banners, some native, some influencers to create a full funnel experience for customers, ultimately to drive customer acquisition. So we have that spot for you to see how that came to life from a career perspective. The family units, bright, colorful, it's a positive image of Black people that you see in media. So we want to show that to audiences.
So based on that success that you saw in 2022, this is how you incorporated that moving into 2023, correct?
So that was So that was like in 2022 that we ran this campaign, and 2023 we're actually some optimizations to our approach. So So those things we changed. So One is Back in Style performed really well for us, a great case study for how we should be leveraging multicultural from a business standpoint, a growth lever, but also because it's the right thing to do as well, to be more inclusive. We made some tweaks though for 23. So we optimized our creative to be a little bit more compelling and more resonant, a little bit sharper with the audience. The first thing we did was, you'll see that in that spot, it was a great spot and we love it, but there was no baby in it, and Carter's is known for baby, it's our bread and butter. So that was a bit of a miss. We wanted to make sure we corrected that in our new spot. So you'll see that that's front and center in our next campaign. We also optimized the campaign so that we can have something that scales across multiple audiences, so African American and Hispanic. So we have 2 spots for you guys for our new campaign. Celebrating first, one is nuance for AA, same concept, nuance for Hispanic, and how they're different. So see those in a couple of seconds. And then lastly, for 23, we also scaled our investment pretty significantly by reinvesting money from the general market over to bespoke, specific multicultural campaigns. So yeah, this celebrating first. Our new campaign we launched last year, 2023. It was optimized, pop-up funds back.
Sugar, spice, everything nice. Put it on ice, I'm feeling alright. Hands on my eyes, the future's so bright. I keep my shades on even when it's at night. I'm cool, like midnight blue. Got a move ring, let me change my hue. Came fresh to impress, I've been catching eyes. Check my new shoes, let me kick the rhyme. Is you coming tonight? Up in the spot and we coming in hot. Running the clock and I'm taking a shot. We up high and now we ready to drop.
And the next one is Hispanic. And these spots also tie nicely to our overall master brand campaign, Love Every Moment, which was designed by the insight that time is a very important resource in the world of parenting. So loving every moment, being present for every moment, and Carter's is there for every moment from infancy throughout childhood. So.
Those are fantastic spots. Congratulations.
We're very proud of this year.
Yes, those are amazing. So finally, how did you guys parlay this success in the marketplace to make this a full company approach, including workplace as well as community?
We'll kind of piggyback off each other. I mean, I think we all were really energized by the amazing response. So, Brandi, maybe you can hit on some of the success metrics that we saw. Not only do we love these campaigns, consumers love them too. And so it's really transformed the brand perception from a consumer standpoint. We've seen lifts in awareness among our Hispanic consumer base. We've seen actual dollar sales growth, which is great, among both cohorts. And so that gave us a lot of confidence in the business, a lot of confidence to continue to double down and invest. This year, what we knew we had to do, though, was take it beyond marketing and really make it a full company commitment, which everyone is galvanized and excited about. So the way that comes to life for us is in kind of we love 3 pillars. Another multi-pillar approach. And so we want to maximize our brand experience. That means continuing to connect with our consumers through marketing, but not just marketing. We want to make sure that our stores are in diverse locations. So we work with our real estate team now to make sure that we show up in areas that are truly diverse and representative of the customers and consumers that we want to serve. The other thing we want to do to maximize that experience is make sure that whenever they engage with us, they can engage with us in any language or any channel that is best for them. So we're working with our e-com team now to talk about translating our site to make sure that we have relevant Spanish language in stores we know over-index with those populations. So really taking it a step further. The second thing we've done is continue to invest and double down on our investments. And so from a media standpoint, every year we continue to increase our amount and our spend, which has been great, and we're seeing it pay off. We're seeing those green shoots, which has really been great for us. And then the last thing, another very important pillar for us, is that product and relevant styling. And so we know speaking to consumers in a relevant way is great, but we also have to have the right product that's going to appeal to that consumer. We got to make sure that it's styled in a way that's compelling for that consumer. We got to make sure that there's representation across all of our assets and touch points, which we're committed to doing. So that's kind of how it's scaled across, not just marketplace, but the full company.
And in terms of performance and success metrics, we saw both campaigns perform really well. So One is Back in Style, we saw, it was our first test, kind of the baseline for us. It performed, from a ROAS perspective, 2.6 times higher than our goal. We saw a 5x increase in conversion rate, as well as a 33% growth in new customer acquisition. Celebrating First saw huge gains in dollar share across both audiences, Hispanic and African American, as well as some great gains in media efficiency compared to general market. So overall, it was a very success, and we'll continue to get throughout this year.
Amazing. Do we have time for questions? Great. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't think I need the mic.
Okay.
I applaud the bravery. Like, not a lot of people are willing to take and dedicate resources to do first and do it in that level of quality. So my question is, in the creative part of that work, did you scope different creative agencies? Did you think about it from that perspective? Or did you look at it as like, hey, we're going to do these things? How did you approach them?
First, thank you. We were definitely committed to making sure that this workshop in the best way possible. We absolutely, to your point, worked with different agencies. We worked with Quantcast Associates. They're an LA-based agency. One of their specialties is multicultural marketing, and that was very important to us. Last thing we wanted to do was show up in a way that was inauthentic or stereotypical. That was something we were committed to not doing the whole time.
Yeah, they're also Black-owned agencies. We wanted to also, like, not just talk the talk, but also walk the walk. The team is very diverse. We have Black, Hispanic, African American, Asian. So we have a representation across a variety of ethnicities working on our business. But we definitely think that there's value in working with a specific agency that understands the culture and nuance. And it's also very authentic about how we go to market. So that was really important for us. We literally do it every day, Johncia and I. So.
Question? Is there a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you guys work or collaborate? And I'm curious, like, is there, like, what do you guys call it? Is there, like, a general audience marketing group as well? And, like, how does that?
It's the same people.
We talk a lot about that. No, and it's a great question. We talk a lot about should we continue to call ourselves multicultural marketing arm, knowing that we work so closely with our total. We are part of the marketing group, right?
Yes. We also work across general market. I oversee all media, not just in multicultural, but all media.
Yeah.
It's all consumer insights.
It's very integrated, and we know to win with consumers, period, there isn't going to be a multicultural marketing or a gen pop marketing.
Right.
All marketing needs to resonate to win. So that's our goal. We work very collaborative. We work very closely.
Good question. Thank you, ladies, very much.